This is unquestionably, hands down, the dumbest segment I've ever seen in my life. This is Pat Robertson's 700 Club News on the Christian Broadcasting Network, and they're going to talk about Sweden here. Listen to see if you can spot a single fact in this news report.
Welcome to Utopia, also known as Sweden. Sweden has been a laboratory of social experiments. Swedish leaders believe they're building the perfect society. And Sweden has been compared to a couple of nations which also tried to build perfect societies, North Korea and the Soviet Union. If you don't like how Utopia is being built here, you won't be shot like in North Korea, but your life could become very unpleasant very quickly. We talked to several journalists who described a Stalinist-style atmosphere in Sweden, in which citizens are now afraid of saying anything that might get them labeled in the media as racist. Sweden is not going to become a third world nation tomorrow, but according to one report, one day it will.
We had a perfectly good country, a rich country, a nice country, and in a few years' time, that country will be gone.
Dale Hurd, CBN News, reporting from Sweden and Denmark.
Well, that's a shocker. You hear here from Dale programs and views that you won't hear anyplace else. He does a terrific job, but that's frightening because Sweden was the haven for people fleeing the Nazis during World War II, and it was a place of freedom and liberty and prosperity. To think they could be killed by political correctness, it shows what could happen here.
Not a single fact in the whole thing, but they managed to compare Sweden to North Korea. Do you have any idea how stupid that sounds? And I'll explain to you in a second just how stupid it is. But Pat Robertson at the end there was great too. You know, Sweden used to be fantastic. All right, guys, you're not going to hear that report anywhere else. Right. Because it's so immensely stupid that nobody dare repeat it. They'll be laughed at and mocked if they repeat it. Not a single fact. See, all you have to do on the Christian Broadcasting Network is just put somebody who has like an official newsy-sounding voice, and he could say anything. And they'll be like, oh, he's got to be right. He sounds newsy. He's got to be right. Sweden is one of these places that we are not sure, ladies and gentlemen, if the... Well, his cadence sounds like he should be a newscaster, so it's got to be right? Unbelievable. Not a single fact. So, I actually did the quick legwork. It took about 3 minutes to research some actual information about Sweden. The Swedish healthcare system ranks number 23 in the world, according to the World Health Organization. Yet North Korea ranks like number 14 trillion. Do they even have a fucking healthcare system? I don't think they do. I think they like pour grape juice on a wound when something happens to it because no medicine is allowed because science threatens the dear leader. By the way, we're ranked number 37. Sweden is ahead of us. And actually, that's just one study. That's the World Health Organization ranking. There's another ranking that has their healthcare system number 10 in the world, and that one's a little bit more recent. How about the happiness index? People in North Korea are fucking miserable. Well, the happiness index in Sweden, they are ranked in the top 10. Number 5 in one study and number 6 in another study. The U.S. is way behind them. Never mind North Korea, which doesn't even fucking register. How about per capita income? Sweden is number 7 in the world, ahead of the United States of America. And again, North Korea, like non-existent. They don't even have fucking electricity over there. Never mind a high per capita income. How about what might be the most important number overall? The quality of life ranking from the OECD. Well, they rank Sweden number 2 in the entire world. And number 1, of course, is also from the Scandinavian region. You'll always see number 1 through number 10 on every single ranking for every single objective measure for how healthy a society is. It's always Norway, Denmark, Iceland, Sweden, Finland, Greenland. All the Scandinavian region, the Nordic region, they have their fucking shit together. They know what they're doing. Even the air level in Sweden, funny Freudian slip, their level of air pollution, 10 micrograms per cubic meter, considerably lower than the OECD average of 21 micrograms per cubic meter. So we're talking about a place where everybody gets health care, everybody gets education, everybody gets daycare, everybody has an equal opportunity. There's a strong social safety net there to fall back on if things go wrong in your life. You have vacation time every year by law if you want to take it, plus sick days, plus maternity leave. These are places that have figured shit out, man. They have a high level of freedom. They have a high level of openness, you know? And you're comparing them to what is arguably the worst country in the world. North Korea is arguably the worst country in the world. Certainly top 5 worst in the world. What a ridiculous comparison, man. I mean, that's so far out of this planet. You're on fucking Neptune with that bullshit. But that's what it is, man. When you listen to CBN, when you listen to Pat Robertson, these morons, they don't base their worldview on the facts. It's not about the facts, because if they went to the facts, they would have found out what I just explained to you right here. It's all about opinion. It's all about opinion and feeling and emotionalism. And in their eyes, you know, Sweden equals socialism. And what is socialism to them? Well, socialism is Joseph Stalin, so Sweden is exactly like Joseph Stalin. Except Sweden is not like Joseph Stalin. Stalin did not have good rankings in these areas. Their healthcare system sucked. Their economy sucked. Everything sucked. You know, it's like when people compare, you know, Norway or France or something to Cuba. Well, they're both further to the left on the political spectrum, so they got to be terrible. They both suck. But they don't both suck. France is lovely. You know, Sweden is lovely. Cuba is not lovely. There's a difference here. And the idea that North Korea is even liberal, they're a fucking fascist dictatorship. That's the opposite end of the political spectrum. That's right wing. The level to which Pat Robertson and his show and everybody involved, the level to which they don't know anything is mind-blowing.